Before we start the video, I have a very important announcement to make. Bounty Hunter version 5 is coming out in few months and my PKing skills are equivalent to a drunk toddler. So that means for the entirety of this video, I'm gonna try to learn to PK and you're gonna see clips of me try my best. I'm giving you permission to flame me on my PKing skills one time and one time only. You better make good use of it. But until then, go grab yourself a drink, sit back and let me tell you a story how Jagex scammed $10,000 from a RuneScape player. Let's start the video. Look, you read the title of this video, you know what's coming, I know what's coming, and yet without a doubt I guarantee you're not ready for what's to come next. The year is 2013 and although now I'm just stupid, back then I was also young. And you know what else was young? Old school RuneScape. Just touching the 6-month line and the situation was rough to say the least. Whereas now we have this blooming game that everybody loves, back then there was barely any players online. Sometimes even reaching down to less than 10,000 players. Or even the team itself. I mean, currently Old School RuneScape has a team of over 60 people who love and nurture this game like their own baby. Back then it was only like 4 people, maybe 5, and the game essentially ran on its own. I mean, if we didn't have Mod Ash and Mod Matt K, we probably wouldn't have Old School RuneScape today. Unfortunately, this also brought in multitude of problems. Since Jagex distributed almost zero resources to Old School RuneScape, knowing very well the game is probably gonna die out in less than a year, which we all know aged like a milk, but Jagex not caring about this made the game extremely unsafe to attacks from outside. With as little resources the Old School team had, they tried to stop the DDoS attacks, but it was to no avail. Until the CEO of Jagex stepped in and on the 6th of November 2013 made an official news post saying this: "We will offer $10,000 bounty if you help us find the people responsible for the DDoS attacks on our servers. Signed, Mark Gerhardt, Jagex CEO." Was that $10,000 bounty ever given out, and what happened to the people responsible for attacking Jagex? Find out next after the sponsor of this video, Factor 75. Hey guys, let's be real, summer is coming and everybody knows the absolute best weight loss happens in the kitchen. And that's where Factor 75 comes into play. They offer fresh, not frozen, ready-made meals by chefs right to your doorstep. No more meal prepping, no more doing the dishes, no more unhealthy eating habits. My favorite part about Factor 75 is that it fits the lifestyle of your choices. Whether you are vegan, you have keto, trying to cut calories, or just want the most delicious meals, Factor 75 has everything you need. The best part of it all is that the menus at Factor 75 are updated weekly and include over 27 different types of meals, not to mention you can craft your own meal based on your own taste preferences. It saves you on your valuable time and reduces stress. Or if you just want to get into shape, Factor 75 is your best option. I promise you these meals taste as delicious as they look. The meal plans offers from 4 to 18 meals per week up to your choosing and is the perfect convenience to your busy schedule. So if you're looking for that good summer body and need a healthy diet, use my link in the description or go to go.factor75.com and with the code FACTORSE35562 get 50% off on your first box. Thank you so much to Factor 75 for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much again to Factor for sponsoring. It really does help me make these videos and bring these topics to light. So, this is where we are right now. Players are starting to run out of patience for this game. There are days where you just can't log in because of the attacks on the servers, and Jagex are on the last legs hoping to find help. $10,000 for the person who helps us catch these people. And at this point you might be asking, Kriibus, I have watched 2 minutes of this video and I still don't know what Jagex did wrong. I'm slowly losing my attention span here. And to that I say, try to last a little bit longer than 2 minutes here. I promise it will come helpful in other aspects of your life as well. I'm developing our main protagonist of this story and his name is Lai V. Chu, a long-time member of the community who has been playing Old School RuneScape for over 10 years now and who was part of the White Hat hacker group wanting justice and the rewards that came with it. When he heard about those DDoS attacks and the $10,000 bounty Jagex set out, he got to work. And when I say he sent about a truckload of evidence to Jagex, I mean it. Firstly, there is a lot of personal information in these logs and there's no reason this should turn into personal attacks, so all of it in the emails are covered up to protect the people in this story. And secondly, I can't say this very often in my videos, but there is just so much evidence that not all of it will make it into this video, but I have checked all of it and it seems to stand up so far. So let's start. Firstly, there was multiple groups of people who were not in correlation with each other trying to attack the servers of Jagex. They didn't work together, but they all had one goal: screw over our game. The most popular one you might know are a group called the Lizard Squad. They were famous for hacking big corporations like Sony, Microsoft and, well, Jagex. By the way, is this a good time to tell you that the FBI got involved in this case? Yeah, we'll get into that later though. So, it all started in 2013. LiveEHU provides solid evidence to Jagex about these attackers that is later also gonna be used in official documents. So let's go over them. Here is an email he sent with a lot of raw information like IP addresses, hackers' emails, username that correlate to real life names, their mother's email accounts, basically a lot of identification that can be used to catch these people. Not only did he send emails to Jagex tip-off, he also DM'd a Jagex moderator on Twitter and passed along all of the information once again. The people who are doing this, the personal information, IP addresses, and so on. The Jagex moderator says they will pass it along to the right people and look into it. An entire year of 2014 goes by and nothing happens, except LiveEHU trying to contact Jagex again. Then we get to 2015 and he contacts Jagex again because it turns out the issue has not been solved yet. Jagex's servers are still getting attacked left and right. Meanwhile, he keeps providing more and more information about the hackers. He DMs Mod Wheat, the head anti-cheating specialist at the Jagex at the time, giving all the information needed to catch them, or at least start an investigation on them. And he gets back nothing. Again, Modweed confirms that he got all the information and makes sure to pass it along to the right people, but months go by and no answer back. Until the end of 2015 when an FBI legal case against the Lizard Squad was made. By the way, I'm editing the video right now and I just noticed that the person who got charged with the offenses had their Twitter tag as FBI are losers. And that was documented in the actual legal case file against the FBI. And I just find that absolutely hilarious. So incredibly arrogant. I guess karma hit them hard. Okay, back to the video. Now, it's a 60-page official document, and I know you ADHD Andys don't have the patience to go through that, so I will link the entire case in the description, but the DLDR is that a lot of the information in that legal FBI case against Lizard Squad was sent by LiveEHU, and it was sent 9 months before the case became active, so the exact information was used in the criminal case. So he sends another DM to Modweed saying he's willing to help even more and provides even more evidence, because like I said, at the time it was multiple groups of hackers, and even though LiveEHU gave vital information on one of the groups and that group now has been disbanded due to legal reasons, there were many others and it still affected a lot of old school RuneScape players. He's just asking for them to respond back and is willing to give more information on these people, but Jagex just doesn't really care enough to give him a response. The first attacker who got caught in 2015 was a Finnish member of the Lizard Squad, Julius Kivimäki, who served a 2-year sentence in the Finnish prison. In 2016, the UK police arrested a person called Adam Mott, who among other sites and services like Xbox Live and Minecraft and multitude of universities, admitted to world DDoSing of old school RuneScape in 2013 and served a 2.5-year prison sentence. A lot of the information about this person was provided by LiveEHU in previous years to Jagex. In 2018, Bradley Roy and the rest of the members of Lizard Squad are charged with multiple crimes after they posted on social media sites about using denial of service attacks against big companies and big corporations, Jagex included. His usernames and IP addresses are listed as key vital information in the investigation in the court files, and all of that was provided by LiveEHU 3 years prior to Jagex via emails. I should note at this point that the same person I stated above also tried to contact me and LiveEHU 1 week ago to not release this video, saying that his arrest had nothing to do with old school RuneScape and instead he got arrested and served his sentence for other hacking activities, even though his username at Dragons matches exactly the people that used to DDoS old school RuneScape in 2013. Also, there is an article written in 2016 how Bradley posted about attacking gaming networks like Xbox Live, PlayStation, Jagex, and even League of Legends. So, we know at least minimum of 3 cases where the hackers were charged with multiple crimes and the information LiveEHU provided to Jagex was essential in catching them. But, you guessed it, nothing happens again. Shocking, I know. Now, LiveEHU himself said that he admits the mistake of not being more persistent with the bounty that was set out by Jagex. He did, however, tried to catch up on these things in 2020 when he sent Modweed another message saying, hey, this information I provided was key evidence in the criminal case being solved, but I never got my bounty. Modweed responded back saying that he didn't have much involvement in the case and is not sure how much of the evidence LiveEHU provided was used in the court case. Few months later, one last time trying to reach Jagex, Modweed provides an email to get in touch with Jagex's legal team. And basically their final response was this: you have zero proof. We submitted the information you gave us. Essentially those words mean that legally you will never obtain that $10,000. LiveEQ did seek legal advice and his lawyer said he would definitely win, but it could take years and years and a lot of money to go against a company the size of Jagex. Now before we start throwing fists, I know 99% of you understand this fully well, but I still have to say it for the 1% of the posers who don't understand this. Please, do not get mad at Jagex moderators. They have nothing to do with this, please. And I know this is a common sense, but I swear it gets lost on some of you with every video I make. It's like getting mad at Amazon delivery guy that Jeff Bezos is flying a private jet. They had nothing to do with this. Now, LiveEQ said that he just doesn't have time to legally pursue this case, and honestly, by now there's just been too long of a timeline to make this even work. At the end of 2021, he even asked mod Matt Gay about this information, and Matt said that you can sue in the UK for damages up to £10,000. However, I think there's a time limit to do that, and since this incident is almost 7 years old now, I'm not sure you still have a case on your hands. Unfortunately, not a lot of people that worked on Old School RuneScape 10 years ago are still there. I did, however, manage to contact one person who worked at the time and is still active, Mod Ash. Yes, even though currently he is in a leading role, but back then he was just a developer. Unfortunately, although his name was on the bottom of the news post at the time, when I asked him about the incident that happened, he didn't remember anything about it, which is completely understandable. I mean, I don't even remember what I ate last week, let alone what happened almost a decade ago. Now, I will play devil's advocate here. We like to jump on conclusions, but the reality might be that Jagex just had all of this information beforehand and they just didn't notify LiveEQ. If you know anything about Jagex in the past 20 years, communication is not their strongest suit. So it could be just Jagex saying, yeah, we already have all of those IP addresses, usernames, real life names and the rest of the details, but you know, whoopsie daisy, we just forgot to message you back for over 5 years. But on the other hand, why even put the information out there saying you're willing to give out $10,000 to the players that out of their own free time are willing to help you out? I'm sure legally Jagex has a loophole where they will never have to pay that money to anyone, but all it does is make your company look bad because as far as we know, and so far not a single Jagex moderator has been able to confirm it either, that $10,000 bounty was never given out. The fact that LiveEQ provided so much evidence, which I have with my own eyes seen now, there must have been something that was used in the court cases to help catch those criminals. It just seems like if things are on fire, Jagex somehow finds a way to make them look 10 times worse. Now, I will say this, I am in no way, shape or form to make a legal precedent in this case as I don't have any qualifications, I'm not a lawyer. Honestly, I would rather call myself the manager of the circus. This video is more about the moral aspect of this story as I'm 100% certain even if that $10,000 never existed, LiveEQ would have still provided that information and Jagex would have still got those people. I mean, damn it, he even said to Mod Wheat that he wants to join Jagex one day to help them out with the anti-cheating system. He loves this game from the bottom to the top and that hurts even more to see. Also, keep in mind, LiveEQ came out with all of this information while the Deadman Mode tournament was happening a few years ago. And would you look at that, the servers were getting attacked once again and we got this amazing clip out of it that will forever go down in the history of this game to be the greatest clip of all time.
When it registers, man.
When it registers, look, they know it's lagging! Look!
He's on the back burner now, needs to hit a V-less spec big. 17 gets his one back, off prayer. This could kill Manx. When it registers.
When it registers, mate! What the f? Look how laggy it is! The hit didn't even spawn! I can't do this today. I can't do this today, bro. I can't do this today. I can't do this today. I waited too long. I spent 3 weeks. I spent 3 weeks waiting for this. I did 14 hours, 16 hours every single day. I skipped the gym for this shit. Fuck! I lost 10 pounds for this shit. Damn it! Fix your game! You fucking dog shit company! F you! Oh my god!
Always gets me no matter what. I can watch this clip 700 times and it's still funny. And despite all of what happened in this video, LiveEQ still said that he really appreciates Jagex for making RuneScape. He loves this game and wants to have a positive relationship with the company. Now, what do I think about this? I mean, the reality of the situation is life has no actual rules, right? Besides the fact that we're all gonna die. So technically you can do whatever you want until someone more powerful than you comes along and tells you what to do. In this case, Jagex is a big corporation, so what can you really do? I mean, yes, you can go to court and argue your case, but it will ruin you financially. So is it really worth it? And at this point, like ModMattK said, it's been so long since the incident that all we can do is just learn a valuable lesson here, starting with Jagex, that maybe don't put out a reward for catching these criminals and then not follow up on it. But from me personally, I thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to discuss this topic with me, come join my community Discord. The link is in the description, and I'll see you again in a few days with another video. I love you all. Bye.